Chicago Bulls take on the Orlando Magic today, an opponent that the Bulls have had kind of a mixed bag of results against over the last couple of years. We're going to talk about it, break it all down, have some fun, as only we can do right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bulls Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bulls news and content.
What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into this content. And it's game day. The Chicago Bulls taking on the Orlando Magic team today. Orlando Magic team that's top 5 in defense in the NBA. And so the Bulls have to be on their P's and Q's today. Much like they started off last game against the New York Knicks, the Bulls are going to have to come into this game really with all cylinders firing on all cylinders, I guess is the better way to put that. Well, I wanted to make sense. So, yeah, they have to do that on both offense and defense. It's a game that I don't know if it's official determination. I know Kobe and Io were both listed as questionable for this game earlier today. I don't know if there's been an update given on their status as of yet. But if they're both going to be sitting out this game, it's going to be tight. So we'll see what happens with that one, man. And how the Bulls fare in this one. They got to be prepared no matter who's on the court or not. The Bulls got to be prepared, right? Javonte Green's been such a big impact player for the Chicago Bulls since he's really returned to this team, the biggest of which came last game against the New York Knicks. His energy, his defense, getting the ball out in transition, things like that were all really big for this team, as South Carolina is still up by 5 against Iowa. So, you want to see if that's going to maintain, and you're not that level of what he had. That'd be ridiculous to ask him to do that every single night in which the game he had against the Knicks, but the style, right? The way in which he impacted the game is something that he can do every night. He's going to be to varying degrees of success, but that way that he impacted the game with moving without the ball, the defense, the getting out in transition, him and Alex Caruso and Andre Drummond really having a nice, defensive chemistry when they were on the court together last game. You want to see those things continue for this team as well tonight against the Orlando Magic. So let's hope this Bulls team is ready and prepared to be able to give that level of effort for the whole entire game. And if they can walk away with a win tonight. But it's not going to come easy. It's not going to come via anything they can just walk into and just think it's going to be given to them. This Orlando Magic team that has always played the Bulls tough, and they've been an extremely good team overall this season. Even with their offensive limitations, the Orlando Magic are not a team that you can overlook. And we've talked about it, right? The Bulls can afford to overlook nobody at all. So, let's see how the Bulls fare in it, man. The first of the last 5 games that we have left is get this done and then see where the season ends us, man. And that's what we'll see. That's what we'll see. But yeah, by the way, the drip. Come on now. Come on. Y'all know what it is, man. Don't nobody do it like me. But yeah, so let's hope that the Bulls are prepared today, man. I really want to see this Bulls team continue to get a win, and we'll see how they perform. Let's see how you guys are feeling, though. We got Daniel Berry in the building. Says, yo, what's going on, Daniel? Archangel, good afternoon, Haize, gentlemen, ladies as well. What's going on, Archangel? Glad to have you in the building. Lori, your jacket hard as hell, pause. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Not related, but what do you think of Jokic winning MVP this year? I've seen people calling him the worst MVP of all time, which is outrageous to me since he's been putting up historic numbers. Here's the thing: the people that usually slight Jokic are people that don't really like the X's and O's part of basketball, right? Those are usually kind of the more casuals. I'm not calling them casuals per se, but the more casual type audience that wants to see dunks, that wants to see, getting out in transition, the fast-paced offense. Jokic is an amazing basketball player. And he definitely that he was not the worst MVP of all time. Jokic deserved that MVP. And I do think he definitely has a chance to win MVP. I'll tell you what, though, Luke is making it interesting with the way he's played over the last month or so. But we'll see. If Jokic does win another MVP, I can't say that it's the wrong choice. People who say Jokic is the worst MVP ever, those are people you don't need to talk basketball with, right? You just don't need to talk about it. What up, Haize fam? Let's get that dub. Absolutely, Brazil Popular. Glad to have you in the building as always, brother. Anthony Vargas, this is going to be tough, and Kobe White and Alex Caruso are questionable. Yes, they are questionable. We'll see. Alex Caruso has been questionable almost every game this season. He needs 2 more games of playing over 20 minutes to qualify for all defensive first team. So we need to see if that's the case. So Not gonna lie, I feel good about this game. If Kobe White or AC did not play, it's a different story. I mean, yeah, it definitely changed. So those are two really big starters for you that also have made impact plays for you over the course of the season. You want them out there rather than not have them out there for sure. Curtis Brown says, "Can we see some Sunogo tonight?" Listen, this is Billy Donovan. I will not. I don't know, bro. I honestly don't know, man. One Javante equal five Javantes. We needed this energy so bad this season. Agree. Do you think we can move up the city? I mean, technically yes, but realistically no. We got to fight hard to hold on to the 19, much less move up. So, you know, the drip is dripping. No Diddy, that's crazy. The no Diddy's is crazy, but I appreciate you, brother. Magic defense is real. Isaac is a pro. Oh, listen, Jonathan Isaac. I did a video over on NBA Central, right? And I did a video on like how we label player busts when they don't live up to expectations. But the way that Jonathan Isaac's played this year, not that he's definitely doesn't seem like he's going to hit that potential he had coming into the league. But you can't really call him a bust anymore. He's a player that has found a way to impact the game, and the Orlando Magic are a better team when he's on the court. So, that was one of those. I went over like four players who earned that had that bust label, but then have kind of broken out of it in a different way. So, Facts loving the jacket. Well, thank you, Joseph. I appreciate that, bro. WrestleMania was mid. Facts. The same people calling Joker the worst MVP are the same one saying MVP Russ is the best point guard of all time. That's a absolute fact on that one. I sense a random ass role player nobody's ever heard of going 9-12 from three tonight on us, or at least that's what they always do. Or that, or Jalen Suggs has a big game. So all we need is good defense like yesterday and stay focused. Let's get this W. Well, you need more than good defense, but good defense is definitely if you can get that first, that goes a long way for the Bulls. It makes the offense easier on them and everything else. South Carolina is about to win the women's NCAA title, and I love it. 1 minute, 19 seconds left. They got a 10-point lead. Let's get that dub. Shout out to Don Staley. I love Don. I love this channel. Best place for Bulls News. Well, thank you, Joseph. Hopefully we continue to earn that, brother. Someone feels good about this game. Why did the Wagner brothers catch chickenpox? Wait, what? They both have chickenpox? They must have been running trains on people. That's crazy. That's crazy. They had to. Did I really just say? Did I just say that? Did that just come out of my mouth? No, did he? That's crazy. That's crazy. Joseph, so why not root for East? Why do people ask that? I'm technically on the East Coast. Like Bulls Daily, me and you have talked about that before, bro. Why do you have this protectiveness over who and can't root for the Bulls, bro? Like the Bulls are worldwide, bro. What are you talking about? We got people in Texas that root for the Bulls, people out in California that root for the Bulls. The Bulls have a huge worldwide fan base. Why are you always trying to limit to who can root for the Bulls, bro? Like why? Oh, and I don't even ask it like it as an asshole. I'm just wondering, like, why do you ask people that, bro? Like, what are we talking about, man? Who do you think is the best young players? Oh, if I had to put my money on anybody's Anthony Edwards for sure. Anthony Edwards. Shay Haize, do you think what's up, G? Do you think we're gonna use the double big lineup today? I mean, it depends on how the Bulls fare without it. I mean, if we just need some rebounds and possessions, maybe we go to it for a couple of minutes. It seems like Billy Donovan's kind of restricted that to kind of make it a specialty lineup, which it always should have been. So I do think that there's an opportunity that we could use that. But the case of that is like, because then who you want Garland Paolo if you do that? You don't want Drum doing it. You definitely don't want Vooch doing it. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Jonathan Isaac is the best defender in the league. No, for real, name another player that brings that much intensity on defense in 14 minutes or less. He can actually guard 1 through 5 as well. I mean, you can say the most versatile. I think Alex Caruso is a more disruptive because he's a better on-ball defender than Alex Caruso, but I think Alex Caruso does those in-between things that are a little bit better than that. I've heard Lonzo was playing 5-on-5. Even with that said, would you still file the career-ending injury? I would. Bulls need capsules. Well, you can only do it if he's not cleared, and he's playing 5-on-5, kind of in a controlled sense. So it's still not true 5-on-5. So Bulls Daily says, "Here you go." He be tripping, bro. He really be tripping, man. In London, rooting for the Bulls. Exactly, worldwide, bro. Worldwide. That was sarcasm. Sorry, I'm just wishing both the Wagner brothers had chicken pox. They don't. Oh, okay. I was about to say, damn, they both got chicken pox. That's crazy. What are your top 5 favorite players from the Bulls? I mean, outside of Jordan and Pippen, those go without saying. Joakim Noah is my favorite Bull of all time. Outside of those guys, uh, definitely. Come on now, D Rose is going to be on that list. Dennis Rodman's absolutely on the list. Tony Kukoc is on that list as well, and then Captain Kirk. That'll be my 5 all time. That'll be my, other than Pippen and Jordan, they definitely go on there. Hey, you got to start the Chicago Cubs Central, bro. I'm telling you, they are the hope for the city, especially after beating. They gave LA before the game got delayed. Cubs future. We have a what are you talking? We have a Chicago White Sox and a Chicago Cubs Central. Now I don't host it. Big Kev hosts it, but we do have channels for those shows. I really wish Kev would separate them. He runs both baseball channels from one channel, both baseball teams for one channel. But yeah, we got that. What you talking about? We come on now. We got every major Chicago sports team covered, my boy. Come on now, man. What you talking about? You wish I was sorry. Come on. Do you not see this Chi-Town Sports Central, bro? What are you talking about? We got everything covered. Everything. There goes the link right there, my guy. There goes the link. We do this, man. This is what we do. That's what we do. My bad. Meant our team the best young player. Oh, on the Bulls. I mean, I know Kobe's had highs, the higher highs, but again, I'm a guy who I love defense as well. Io DeSumo is probably my favorite young bull right now. And that's not to say that I think he's necessarily better. That's why I believe favored and better are different. If you can have it, a lot of people don't have the type of clarity to be able to state the difference between who they think the best is and who their favorite is. I can have a favorite and realize he's not the best, right? Like Joakim Noah is my favorite bull of all time. He's not near the best bull of all time. So Io DeSumu's my favorite young bull. But if you're looking at the best, it got to be Kobe White at this point, I would think. Thoughts on Joel Embiid's return? It's been crazy. I mean, the fact that he's coming back, I think a lot of people thought he'd come back and kind of be a little slow. Those 3 games back already, averaging 27 points per game. He's not averaging a whole hell of a lot of rebounds. That's kind of surprising. Only 7.5 rebounds. But Joel Embiid's balling right now. He's definitely balling. MC season and the South Carolina Gamecocks are the official 2024 NCAA Women's Champion. Shout out to that team and Coach Staley as well. I'm doing good, MC season. How you doing, brother? Big Diesel says, so is DeMar the only player you are willing to lose this offseason? Or are you willing to lose Drummond too? I mean, I'm willing to lose anybody if you improve. I don't like if you have to crack it, like the offseason that we had to trade Kirk Heinrich away to build the team that we built. I hated it, but we built a great team. So if you were to lose DeMar, if you were I love Io DeSumo. But if you had to trade Io DeSumo and you got a surefire superstar in here, I'm talking about a transcendent superstar. I love you, but I want to win games. So like I'm willing to part ways with anybody. It depends on what you want to do and what the direction is. Now, if we're just talking about a more realistic, like what we know, I mean, yeah, I would love to keep Io, love to keep all the young people. And you got to make decisions elsewhere. And even though I love Drum, no, you may have to let Drum walk too, especially if you draft a big in this draft and you look at Adama Sanogo there. There could be a definitely possibility that you look at Drum and you let him walk for sure. So love that you mentioned Kukoc. Hats off to the waiter. Yeah, you got it. Come on now. You got to give Kukoc his props, man. This is the last week of Chicago Bulls basketball. Next week is going to be the first playing game, right? Well, yeah. So we play our last regular season game is next Sunday, so 7 days from now. And then yeah, it's playing after that. Big Diesel. So you have more love for Kirk Heinrich over Bing? Yes, Kirk Heinrich was here longer. He didn't leave, and he had a better overall career. Ben Gordon, after he left the Bulls, was out the NBA 2 years later. So yeah, Kirk Heinrich was a better Bull and did it longer than Ben Gordon. I know there was a reason I liked you. You're a defensive guy just like me. I used to love Kirk Heinrich, especially when he shut down Steph Curry. I remember one time he held him to just 3 points. Listen, I'm not even the Steph Curry's, but like I remember when it was like he used to shut down Joe Johnson from time to time. Like that was big at that point in time. There's times where he gave D-Wade, like D-Wade's first 2 years, Kirk Heinrich used to absolutely cook him on defense. And then D-Wade took that leap and it was over with after that. I'm not even going to front on you. But yeah, Kirk Heinrich had some really good defensive games, man. What do you think about Terry's potential? How high do you think his ceiling is? I mean, the ceiling comes down every year, and that's for every player, not just Terry. Every year, your ceiling comes down some. But I think Dalen Terry at the bare minimum can be a really good defensive kind of change of pace player coming off the bench, and I think he can play that great. Yo, Bulls will be in the playing tournament. What do you think they have to do to make it to the playoffs? Hope and execute. That's really it. South Carolina versus Iowa was a fun ass game. Not gonna lie. Hope the Bulls go out and at least have fun and a good game. Let's hope so, Sam. Let's hope so. Mujin says, happy birthday. My birthday is today, 36. I love your show. Hey, happy birthday to you, brother. Happy birthday. Bro, can we beat this team finally? Hey, let's hope so. Let's hope so. Who you got for the men's tournament? Probably Purdue. Probably Purdue. What up, Hayes? Congrats to the South Carolina Gamecocks. You got to place Don Saley in the top 5 of college coaches, in my opinion. 3 championships at 1 locale. She's the best in the game right now. Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely think she deserves to be put up there. And she's not done yet. Not done yet. Y'all see the young PJ Rose got a nice little shot. I hope PK can be what D Rose didn't get to the chance to be. I mean, we'll see, man. We'll be old ass men by then. So let's see. Cordelso Brazil stats from final 15 points, 17, 2 assists, 3 blocks. Let's go. Hey, shout out to her. Who is the one player you want to see added to this roster? I can't say that. I don't know who's all available. I'm more realistic, so we'll see. What's going on in Quentin Let's Talk Bulls? I says, hey, what's up, my Brody? Hope the Bulls come play tonight. And that jacket hot combo is super drip. Thank you. Come on now. You know, we do this a little bit, just a little bit. Come on, you know, come on. You already know what it is, man. Already know what it is. Oh man. Don Staley had a nice outfit too, looking like Haize with the drip. Oh, Don Staley always be drippy though. I know that we shouldn't compare, but I'm the only one that finds it a shame that the Memphis Grizzlies are literally a lottery team right now, even with all the injuries they've had versus us. No, I don't, because you lose your superstar and you have injuries all up and down that roster. Like, they've had tons of injuries. It's not like, I know we look at it as just Ja and him being out with the suspension and then with the injury, but like, they've lost almost every player. The major player in their rotation has missed at least 10 games this season. That's crazy when you look at it that way. So, you know, kind of is what it is there, man. Real talk. I need to know where you got. So I got this one I got from New Era, but it was a special edition. It's not available anymore. So I mean, you could look for it. Maybe you could find it on eBay or something. But it even got the little pin, the special edition pin, because this is literally, I think they only made like less than 200 of these hats. So yeah, this was a special edition. This when you got that New Era pin, when they actually put the pin in the hat, that's how you know something's a special edition. So yeah, that's it. That's because this can come off, right? The sticker, so they put the pin there so everybody knows that's a special edition. So yeah, I don't know if you're gonna be able to find this one no more, my brother. If you do, hey, put the link in the chat. I'm sure other people will like to know. I'm gonna have to buy some more when I'm not fat anymore. That's crazy. Haize, once your daughter goes to college, your days of having the latest Bulls drip will be over. LOL. Oh no, you underestimate how much money I make. That's all I can say with that one. You underestimate the fact that Haize and his, keep in mind, Haize before Chicago Bulls Central popped off had a $50,000 studio he built himself. So I'm just saying, hey, I do a little some around here from time to time. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm good. I'm good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What is more likely, a Bulls win tonight, or there will be no clouds for the eclipse tomorrow? That's funny. A Bulls win. I'm gonna say a Bulls win. I'm gonna ride with my team. I'm gonna say a Bulls win. The Magic has had our number for a while. Even last couple of years when they were bad, they still gave us fits. That's facts. That's absolute facts. Honest question, bro. Do you think we have a solid enough foundation despite subpar coaching from Donovan with the right stars and a better roster structure? We can finally win a postseason series again. Well, that's the thing. We don't have subpar coaching. Billy Donovan is an average coach. He's an average coach in the NBA. So Yeah, I mean, with the right makeup and the right play style, yeah, I think we can. I think we can win a playoff series. Not this season. I'm saying that we definitely need changes to be made. So, which team do you think will maybe make a run in the playoffs this year? Well, Philly, if Joel Embiid stays healthy, Philly definitely got to go up there. Definitely think Philly has to go up there. Outside of Philly, the Miami Heat you always got to look at. And I wouldn't put it past New Orleans Pelicans if they can get healthy as well. Can really do some things. So, Haize, Thistle only channel I follow. Oh, this is the only channel I follow for the Bulls best channel here. Well, thank you for that, brother. Haize, if you were the GM, would you get another starting small forward or would you just wait on Julian Phillips or Terry develops? I mean, it depends on who you can get as a starting small forward. That's who you're getting. That's the thing is who you're getting. LO your team. LOL. You can let them know the podcast money is your Bulls fund. Exactly. Y'all thought I was living off podcast money. That's what you think. You thought I was making that funny money. That's what you thought I was doing. $50,000 studio making money as a cameraman at Diddy's party. Bro, don't project your mama's life on me, Big Diesel. I ain't at no Diddy's parties. That's not me. Who do you see in the finals? I mean, I really don't know. The Eastern Conference can go. I mean, easy money's on the Boston Celtics just with the season they're having, how good they are defensively, things like that. But I honestly don't overlook if they can get fully healthy. Don't overlook the Cleveland Cavaliers. Please don't. And the reason why I say that is that every year it's that team that just has that amazing season and everybody has them penciled in to go to the finals. And then it's just that season that's just been steady. It ends up being that team that's just been steady, that team that just they get healthy at the right moment, they get hot at the right moment, that they just take it far. I honestly would have picked the New York Knicks as a sleeper as well if they could ever get fully healthy. They can't. So LeBron James saying ain't no party like a Diddy party. I wonder what he meant by that. Dwayne Wade is his best friend, by the way. Ain't no party by a Diddy party. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I love how now, like after the Diddy stuff came up, you gotta reassess a lot of what these celebrities have said about Diddy in the past years. Like you said, like LeBron saying ain't no party like a Diddy party. Now you just looking at that like, what the fuck, bro? What was you doing? What was you doing? Samir, bro, listen, this is what I'm going to tell you. You can only be high off crack and ass right now. Stop it, bro. Stop. Draft Bronny. Just first of all, you could have stopped it there. Draft Bronny is still you would have been wrong. It don't matter what pick. You could have a 7th round pick and it's still drafting Bronny too high. What are you? Stop sniffing cocaine off strippers' asses. Stop it, Samir. Stop it. Stop, bro. Stop. Stop doing that fentanyl, bro. I need you to calm. I need you to take several steps back, my guy. Several steps back. What the hell are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? You gotta stop. You gotta stop it, bro. Draft Bronny? Draft Bronny? You'd be better off drafting Shea. And that motherfucker's in a wheelchair sometimes. What are we talking about? We need to draft Bronny ASAP. Bro, y'all gotta stop. Y'all stupid, bro. Like that's just dumb. Y'all can go to a Diddy party with all that shit, bro. You think it would be possible to trade Zach and Vooch in the same? Nah, bro. That you got to think about it this way. That would have to be a mega. Keep in mind, people didn't even want to take on all of Zach. Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic's contracts together is like $65 million. No, you're not moving those together, bro. You're not moving those together. Hey, speaking of LeBron, what do you think about Kevin Garnett saying he uses PEDs? Hey, listen, I'm not getting into those allegations. No, I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Why do I get the feeling that Acme is going to run it back next season? Hey, bro, it's always a possibility. Haize, in all honesty, I think LeBron James' son could only become an NBA player if he becomes a defensive-minded player and allows his offense to come along. Still don't think he should be drafted, though. Oh, he definitely shouldn't be drafted. And even then, like his defense was the thing, especially in high school, that stood out the most. But in college, his defense was nothing special. So I'm not going to expect for it to be anything to hang your hat on in the NBA level either. Like I just don't see it for Bronny. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong on that one. But I'd be willing right now to bet my channel on the fact that Bronny James is going to be the next Marquise Teague. That's what I see. Nothing could make me stop being a Bulls fan, but Bronny as our first pick could piss me off for at least a year. Oh, I told y'all, if the Chicago Bulls draft Bronny, I'm done. I'm done. I'm selling y'all all my Bulls gear. I'm done. And I'm dead serious about that. If the Bulls draft Bronny James, I'm done. You ain't got to worry about it. Done. I'm done. That would be the straw that broke the camel's back. Who would you rank Billy among coaches in the East? He's not terrible, but he ain't great. His college career aside, Billy is an average. Yeah, he's an average, and that's fine. He's an average NBA coach. That's it. I'm saying it's fine for there are Doc Rivers. I'm sorry. I hate to tell y'all, Doc Rivers, outside of the Boston Celtics year, winning a title, having Tom Thibodeau as his assistant, Doc Rivers is an average NBA coach. Mike Budenholzer is an average NBA coach. These are coaches that have won titles. So most coaches in the NBA are average NBA coaches. Billy Donovan is an average coach. He's an average coach. This is what it is. What's good, Bulls fans? Who you guys feeling about? How you guys feeling about this game? Who was out? Kobe, TC, and AC playing? I still don't think they've updated on Kobe White's status. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. See what we got. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't think the Bulls have put anything out yet. So yeah, I'm not seeing anything as of right now. But TC's in. TC isn't. He's not at a risk of being out. Hayes, please do not mention Marquise Teague because every time I think about we could have had the chance to drive Draymond Green, I get so upset. Was that the same draft as Marquise Teague? Couldn't have been. That was no. Was that the same draft as Marquise Teague? That's crazy. That's crazy. I feel bad for Bronny because of being hyped up because of his dad, but his little brother looks like he could be really. Listen, his little brother, that's the one that if anybody makes it is, yeah. Now the next Marquise Teague is. I'm telling y'all. What's the difference between Bronny James and Jello Ball right now? I'm just asking. That LeBron James is his daddy. That's it. That's it. Hayes, what if the Bulls draft Bronny with the second round pick? We don't have a second round pick. And so, yes, still, there are 65 players in this draft better than Bronny James. Nick Nurse averaged 2 despite a ring in Toronto. Yeah, he's average. Watch AK draft Bronny just to get LeBron. No, they're not. And listen, no, Bronny can't win a title with AD. You think he's coming here to win a title? With Kobe White and Io DeSumo? Come on, bro. What are we talking about, man? Bro, Bryce is going to be nasty. Like, I see it for Bryce. Now, that's different. Bryce James has the athleticism that Bronny doesn't have. He's not as smart as a defender. Like, I'll give Bronny that. He doesn't always have the physicality to guard people, but he's a smart. Here's the thing. I would not be surprised if Bronny James ends up going into coaching. Don't be surprised. He's gonna get drafted in the NBA. So the team's gonna sign him. He's gonna play with his pops for a couple of years. Teams are gonna keep trying. LeBron James is gonna use his power to keep him in the league for a couple of years. Bronny's gonna go away. We're not gonna hear from him for a decade. And Bronny James is gonna become a coach. I would not be surprised if Bronny James actually turns into a pretty good coach. I would not be surprised with that at all. Last I heard, KC said Patrick Williams' foot update was not great. Zach ahead of schedule, but not Patrick. Do you hear the details on P. Wells' recovery? Well, I know he's back in Chicago first. I didn't hear anything bad about his recovery. I might have just missed it. It's been a hellacious week. I'm not even gonna hold you. So maybe I just missed something, but I haven't heard anything about it being not a good update. But I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I haven't seen that. So. But yeah, Zach has already said he expects to have a full regular off season. So, we'll see what happens there. Bron going to be the GM, Bronny going to be the coach, and Bryce going to be the top player on the team. That's hilarious. Out of all the prospects, who do you think is the best and most realistic option? Well, there are a lot, Samir, that are realistic options to draft because the talent in this draft is so close. it comes down to who the draft order. So I won't really know until the draft order per se, because that's gonna those teams' needs are gonna determine who goes where. Because, for example, a player like TSJ can go anywhere between, I would say, probably as high as like number 7, all the way down to about number 15, depending on who drafts and how they look at that the outside of basketball thing, right? Another player like who else do I want to just off the top of my Kyle Filipowski, right? A guy that I've been talking about a lot. He can go anywhere between like 12 to 17, depending on the draft order. So once we know that draft order is going to help a lot of things kind of all come together on that. Big Diesel says, I know this sounds far fetched, but if Donovan Mitchell declines his extension with the Cavs, should the Bulls trade Zach for him, even if it's a 1-year rental? I don't think they'll take him. I don't think they'll take it. Hey Haize, what do you think about the playing concept? Personally, I'm not a fan. You got all year to be one of the top 8 teams. I get why they did it during COVID, but now I personally want it gone. No, I like it, but it's on the teams to understand where they are. Like for fans, I'm not never going to be mad at extra games. Give a team a chance to go from outside the playoffs to maybe eventually make the playoffs, right? But it's the team aspect. For example, a team like the Chicago Bulls, our front office, if we made it out that play-in tournament, all they're going to say is, see, we're right there. Whereas smart teams would be like, listen, we barely got in. Maybe we won the play-in tournament, but we got to really improve some things so we can really be one of those teams. So it depends on how the team views it and their mindset and methodology around it, I would say. Okay, she said that about Patrick Williams during a recent game. No details that it wasn't looking great. Ugh, that sucks. That's a little scary. That's a little scary. I know this may sound crazy, but I'm not willing to give up on players, especially after I saw how much of a late bloomer prime Isaiah Thomas was when he got into the right situation. I mean, there are definitely late bloomers, right? A player like Chauncey Billups was a super late bloomer. So that's definitely something that could happen as well. You just gotta you want to hold on if you believe in it, but keep in mind, Isaiah Thomas, even if you say he's a late bloomer, his rookie year he averaged 17 and 8. That's not bad, right? So it's a difference between when you're looking at saying a player's a late bloomer and they're averaging 5 and 2, right? There's Tony Snell stat lines. Isaiah was a late bloomer in the sense of refinement of his game, but Isaiah Thomas averaged 17 points and 8 assists and 2 steals his rookie year. So wait, which Isaiah Thomas are you talking about? That's another thing that we got to ask. You talking about Zeke, the Chicagoan? Yeah, he wasn't. He was a late bloomer in certain aspects, but he still made an impact right away. So that's not really. I would love for like a daily that to be a late bloomer that we have, that you come into your career averaging 17, 8, and 2. That's a pretty damn good late bloomer there, right? Heard Bronny may transfer to I don't know how to say that. Bronze High School point guard is now their head coach. Bronny going a mid-major to stat pad sounds like the most James family thing I've ever heard. That's crazy. That'd be crazy. I was watching Iowa versus South Carolina game earlier, and I'm like, I need the South Carolina women's basketball team to teach some of our Bulls players how to box out and hustle. Like seriously, it's just movement out. I'm not even worried about the boxing out. Move without the goddamn basketball. Would you rather make the push to stay above Atlanta in the standings or try to stay below Houston to keep a better pick? I mean, listen, you got to play to play. Like that's the thing that I truly believe. You got to play to play, especially now. Don't get me wrong. In the lottery, those odds do make a nice difference, but I think you got to play to play. Let things work out the way that they're going to work out, man. That's kind of my mindset on it generally. If it was like a guaranteed thing where it's like, oh, I bet if you drop to here, if you don't make it out of playing, you're guaranteed a top 10 pick, maybe. But like, yeah, the Bulls got they got a lot of shit they need, man. I love the playing because it teaches teams to still play hard because you don't want to be in the 7th or 8th spot where you could end up being in a bad scenario. Yeah, like for example, Philadelphia now with Joel Embiid healthy. I know he's missing today's game. They're better than most of those playing teams, but because in the playing, all it takes is one game to get hot. Yeah, you definitely have the chance to miss out, man. Hey, Haize, I know this has only been one season, but do you like the addition of the midseason tournament? I'm kind of because it was regular season games, and I guess because we didn't make it to the next stage, it kind of was just like, on me. And I'm like, yeah, that's is what it is, man. Javante Green is shorter Sean Marion. It's not a bad comp. That's not a bad comp. Not a bad comp. It's not perfect one for one, but no comps are. I know you don't mean it that way, but that's definitely not a bad comp. You can come up with a lot worse comps than that. That's for damn sure. Random Blank says I may be switching between tonight's Bulls game and WrestleMania 40. Yeah, listen, do that. Do that. Let's see how WrestleMania is. Maybe night two's better. Even though there's some great matches in night one. Hey, Haize, I know it's only I already read that one. I'm reading it again. The vibes when you found out Keenan Allen was traded to the Chicago Bears was honestly fun. Despite the Bulls losing the game that day, the news hit, and I was like, new, fun, happy distraction. Oh, bro, like that was one of those. I always wondered, right? And that's the thing. I always wondered, like, okay, what would I do if big Bears news drops in the middle of a Bull stream? And my thing was, I'm never going to cut my people short. But luckily, you guys were basically like, hey, move the hell on, go do your stream. And then I came back and finished the stream afterwards. But yeah, man, I'm always excited. Like, always excited, man. Are you a big wrestling fan? So I got into podcasting doing wrestling. So you guys may or may not know. So I started off with wrestling. Actually, was jumped on another wrestling podcast, and then I started my own wrestling network. It was called the Worldwide Wrestling Podcast. Something wrestling. The WWPN is what it stands for. World Wrestling Podcast Network is what it was called. And so we did a show. We did after shows for Raw, SmackDown, Impact Wrestling, NXT. We did live shows after all pay-per-views. That network kind of got absorbed into the Hameen Media Group. If you guys are big wrestling fans, you may know what that is. But that's how I got started into podcasting, was through wrestling. So the midseason tournament was completely loose. This playoff atmosphere is cool and all, but it literally doesn't impact the league at all. Just another BS accolade. I can't argue, and that's kind of my feeling, because the games were basically all regular season games. So it was like, yeah, you had the different court. I did like the different court. I honestly like the alternate courts. I like that a lot. But it kind of just is what it was on there, man. Wish we would have that feeling again. And we was like, go ahead, bro, and check out early. There was nothing to discuss about the Bulls that time when Keenan Allen news broke. Yeah, I mean, it was a bad game. It was a bad game. Wait, you're a wrestling fan, so you know John Cena is the GOAT? As far as in-ring technical wrestling, come on now, bro. Come on. As far as storytelling in the ring, John Cena is solid, but he's no Macho Man Randy Savage, bro. Let's be clear here. Like, Macho Man was one of the greatest storytellers when it came to the story that you told within a match, the match within a match. Him, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels was really good at it during this time as well. But like Macho Man Randy Savage and his ability to tell a story through a match, I don't think anybody will ever touch that. I don't think anybody will ever touch it. I know this is Bull Central, but if Odunze from Washington Falls, ninth pick, would you trade Keenan Allen to the Bill? No, what? No, you keep both. Like, what are you talking about? Like, no, you keep both. Damn, I'm surprised you knew about the April Hunter interview. That's crazy. You went in the archives for that. Yeah, interviewed April Hunter. Who else did I have on? There's a couple people, but yeah, yeah. Going on Nostradamus here. Lonzo Ball makes a comeback next season and somehow does not lose a step. And that's okay. No, I'm not going fantasy. Lonzo's going to lose a step. There's no way he comes back and doesn't lose a step. Haize, but all due respect, New Jack was one of the best storytellers. People just look at violence shit that he did in the ring, but he could cut a promo that can make you very interested. I don't think he was a great technical wrestler though. But I will say this, like he could absolutely cut a promo. Absolutely cut a promo. Do you like the NBA going back to the original format, and what else would you adjust or adapt to make the weekend competitive and entertaining again? The All-Star weekend, I don't listen. All-Star weekend's done. It's done. Like it's done. John Cena in my Soldier Boy voice. I can't see him as the GOAT. Exactly. Like John Cena as the GOAT. Come on now. What are we doing here? The thing is about the in-season tournament, from the moment they announced it, why did so many of us immediately know the Lakers are going to win? Because they're trying to add accolades to LeBron's legacy. We know that. So, but yeah, it is what it is, man. Cena or Punk as the best promos of all time. How old are you, Peter? Because, like, don't get me wrong, they're great. Do not get me wrong. But best all time? All time? All time? Come on, bro. What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? But if the Bears draft a wide receiver, Bears have DJ Moore, Cole Kmet. The second rounder could be an edge rusher with the Bears. No, they're not going to trade Keenan Allen, who they just traded for. These are like sometimes. What do you play too many sports video games, bro? First of all, it's called like yes, you have Keenan Allen. He's here on a 1-year deal. Now, even if you do extend him, but you at that point you have the best wide receiver core that the Chicago Bears have always had, ever had. Period. Facing the Spurs 3 times this year was very weird. Extremely weird. Extremely weird. Extremely weird. At best, he can be Sean Livingston, but hopefully Lonzo Ball proves me wrong. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up the stream, and I will be back, as you guys know, at halftime and at the post-game show. Thank you guys for supporting the Drip God. As you guys know, that's what I am. I love you guys, man. Let's get this dub. Go Bulls. Love you guys. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.